European Championship by Alpine rolls into town for its Hungaroring round ahead of round 4 of the 2025 Championship. And it has been a highly competitive and certainly a fast and furious start to the campaign, with several different race winners ushering from all parts of the grid. Coming into the weekend, it is of course Freddie Slater holding all the cards after a tremendous run at the start of the campaign, with wins at both Zandvoort and Spa to take him through to this Hungaroring round. Elsewhere on the grid though, Matteo De Carlo arrives here looking to take a second race win, and he could yet get it. Starting on pole position ahead of race 1 here this weekend, we welcome you all to Hungaroring around this 4.381 kilometre circuit here at Magyarország in Hungary. This will be taking place over 30 minutes plus 1 lap. We look forward to taking you around this as well, folks. Your commentator here, George Morgan, to take you through the weekend. And after what was certainly a stellar entry into the weekend after a brilliant Q1, where Pedro Clearo, right from the get-go, looked to have the upper hand coming off the back of Group A's run in qualifying 1. But it was then Matteo De Carlo, the first ever winner, or should we say the first winner this season after taking race 1 victory back at Misano. He's going to look to try and stand on the top step once again. But there are plenty of other contenders to that throne. Of course, Pedro Clearo, our most recent race winner, with Van Amersfoort coming off the back of their most successful weekend so far this campaign, with both Pedro Clearo winning in race 2 and Hayu Yamakoshi taking successive P2s in both races in the Zandvoort round. Of course, that is in conjunction with the round prior, where of course he did take victory back at, well, not victory, but runner-up spot in Spa as well. So could the tide be turning for Van Amersfoort? We will of course find out as the weekend progresses. But we've had many changes across the grid as well. We featured many of them during the course of qualifying. G4 Racing with 2 new additions to their team in the form of Edu Robinson and Enzo Richer. Of course, they do have quite a bit of work to do, mainly Enzo Richer starting on the back row of the grid, but elsewhere a little bit further up, Edu Robinson in his first weekend in this series, looking to get a good start from 26th place on the grid. Elsewhere, we do have Javier Segura moving up into the Formula Regional again. We'll quickly run you through the starting grid ahead of race 1. Matteo De Carlo starts on pole for the first time for Trident in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, and lines up alongside last time out race winner Pedro Clearo for Van Amersfoort Racing. Rashid El Dahiri in 3rd. Enzo Delini starts in 4th. Evan Gilter in 5th, looking for an upturn in his form. Freddie Slater starting from 6th, our current championship leader. Hayu Yamakoshi in 7th. Akshay Bora in 8th. Jack Beaton in 9th. Nanavan Bhiram in 10th. And Nikita Vedrin in 11th. Ruiki Lu starts in P12 for Trident. Also had to take a 2-place grid drop. Kanato Lei starting in 13th out of Taito Kato. Fellow ART teammate Dion Gouda, highest placed rookie in the championship, in 15th, alongside Jin Nakamura, who was fastest in free practice 1 over the weekend. Dorian Pan for Bremer in 17th, alongside newcomer Ian Eichmans in his first start in F3 Machinery. Zachary David returns to the sport, this time with CL Motorsport in 19th. Rui Henier for RPM in 20th. Giovanni Maschio in 21st, with Michael Belov in 22nd as well. Javier Segura in 23rd. Aditya Kulkarni for Axel GP as well in 24th place. Yaroslav Vasalaho starting in 25th alongside Eddie Robinson. Edouard Borgner 27th. Sakir Al-Malshari in 28th. And Enzo Richer starts on the back row of the grid alongside returning Maya Berg, who is fresh out of the F1 Academy Championship now with the Santalok team for this weekend. There was indeed another driver, just talking about the 2-place grid spot for Ruiki Lu. That was due to an obstruction caused by him during qualifying, failing to leave a clean racing line. So the stewards felt that it was worth dropping Ruiki Lu 2 places on the grid. And the same was given to Nikita Vedrin for the same reason as well, causing an obstruction during qualifying. So a 2-place grid drop went his way, which now means, of course, he'll be starting from P11 on the grid. Is the formation
lap is underway here. I just had lunch, so I'm resting. What about you? Well, I am streaming. For the final time today. It is 9:30 at night, so prime time for streaming. It's amazing. I love prime time streaming at 9 p.m. at night. It's amazing. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and then I'm going straight to bed after this stream. So that sounds like my night covered. Going straight to bed after this. Indeed, that's exactly what I'll be doing first, and then waking up and streaming Formula One, which it's the British Grand Prix. So I'm all excited for qualifying. I've just been watching FP3 and then realised that this race was on, and I was like, stuff waiting until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I might as well do it now. So that's how the last 5, 6, 7 minutes of my life has gone. Cool. What time is it for you? It's 9:26 p.m. It's a little bit late. It's just a little bit. Just a wee bit. Just a little bit late. Just a little bit late for me at the moment. This race is to be exciting. Here we have our championship leader on pole position. We have the guy that won last time out, Enzo Deligny, alongside him. We'll see, of course, here who can get off the line. Oh, it's all right then. It's all right. I mean, it could be better. It could be better. I mean, I'd love to be in Britain right now. I'd love to be in Britain right now. It'd be amazing, except it'd be extremely cold. But yeah. These cars are coming around. Freddie Slater on the screen, making his way around the left and fast right and fast left of this circuit. Of course, this is not the only race for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. We have qualifying practice 2 from 4:30 p.m. my time tomorrow. So it'll be quite early for you. I think it'll be like 4 a.m. for you, Elizabeth. So quite early, but 4:30 p.m. for me. You can probably just check the scheduled stream, and it will probably just tell you your time. Here, as these cars get ready out and through the final corner of what is turn 14 of this Hungaroring. It's going to be important here as we look on board with one of the XLGP cars. This this is the 14th place. Yep, we'll see if I can make it, indeed. Hopefully you can. 30 minutes plus 1 lap. We have Matteo De Parlo and Enzo Deligny on the front row of the grids. Who will make it off the line first? Who will make it to the apex of turn 1? We've seen drama in the past. Here at FRECA, are we going to see more? We're about to get the green flag at the back of the grid. It's quite a long grid. There's nearly 30 cars and the green flag is on at the back of the grids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go for the Formula Regional European Championship. I hope it's a good start from what is Matteo De Parlo, who's on the left-hand side, the dirtiest side of the road. And guess who leads into turn 1? It is Enzo Deligny, right around the outside. He had to hit the apex first, and it's Matteo De Parlo contact at the back of the grids. And there's front wings flying everywhere. And that is Matteo De Parlo who leads. Enzo Deligny, who did not get a good start. Not exactly what he would have wanted. But there's contact at the back of the grids. I think that was with one of the RSGP cars making contact there, and dirt being kicked up in the background. Absolute crazy stuff. But there was front wings flying everywhere. I won't be surprised if there is a safety car, as Pedro Claro actually jumped off the line there. So he jumped Deligny, who was in P2. So what a start from Pedro Claro. Where's our championship leader? Matteo De Parlo, who is in P1 at the moment. Freddie Slater in P2. He's in P5 at the moment. P2 for Freddie Slater in the championship. But there's battles going on right back down the grids. Cars sliding off, and that was off in the background. I think that was Borgner who was off in the background. And that might have been Dion Gauda off in the background as well. But it's a crazy start. And like we were expecting here for FRECA, a crazy start, a crazy race. Cars off in the background. So that is another Prema car. Sorry, that's one of the RSGP cars. Sorry, the ACI. Sorry, that's the ACI car off in the background. And then there was another car off as well. So cars going off every left, right, and centre here. So 28 minutes plus 1 lap to go off. And was that the barrier? No, but it was really close to it. I think that's back of the pack. That's Gagliani and Zadria. There's front wing again flying everywhere. So there'll be a bunch of debris on the circuit as we run through turn 5 and turn 6. What's good, Thomas? Long time no see. Indeed, long time no see. My friends. Long time no see indeed. As my camera just nearly fell on the ground. How bad would that have been? It just popped up on my camera that I had 5%. I was like, bruh, rip. Matteo Topalo though leads this race over Pedro Claro, 1.6 seconds. Thomas, I think it's been since the F1 Academy race that I've seen you. Yeah, it's been like a month since you've actually been in my chat. Wow, long time no see. How are you, man? Even though we were talking in the comment section the other day. Yeah, long time no see. And so Deligny in P3, he's hunting down Pedro Claro at the moment. Good news, no safety cars here for FRECA so far, but that might be the commentator's curse. That might be the bad thing there. Look at the start from Pedro Claro there on the outside, on the dirty side of the road, where all the dust and the dirt and all the marble and the rubber debris is. You wouldn't want to be there, as there's see a bunch of front wing flying everywhere on the apex of turn 1, as there's cars off everywhere into the little ditch that is on the exit of turn 2. Cars everywhere, dirt being kicked up, and trying to survive is everyone. All 30 of these cars. Getting out is Yamakoshi, who dropped right back down to P15. Front wings again flying everywhere. You can see the front wings on the grass. And I think 90% of them were picked up by the marshals. So that was a really good job there from the marshals to pick those up so we don't get a safety car. Matteo Topalo leads by nearly 2 seconds over Pedro Claro. And so the Ligny, Aldaheri, Slater, who's in P5, which is big for the championship, of course. FRECA runs Formula 1 style points. So if you're not used to FRECA, they're just running Formula 1 style points. So Pedro Claro will be getting 25 points for the race win. I don't think you get fastest lap points here for FRECA, but we shall find out. As meanwhile, Freddie Slater on the back of Aldaheri. This is for P4 for Freddie Slater. Of course, there are push-to-passes in these cars, unlike Italian F4. You get to choose when you use those push-to-passes. When does Freddie Slater use his? It will be possibly on a front straight. Yeah, it could be. I was a bit busy visiting my friends in another city. Oh, epic. Oh, the one place I want to go to is America. I want to go to America. I want to experience everything in America. Like, that would just be epic. Matteo Topalo leading though by 2.2 seconds up to this point here. And Pedro Claro down the inside. Big audacious move. But on the crisscross is Enzo Deligny. They made contact on the right front of what is Pedro Claro. So Pedro Claro looked audacious move up the inside at turn 1. Locked up that left front. And then as he went to go turn back in, Enzo Deligny was there and they made contact. Well, so far I've been to Canada. Oh my god. I want to be to Canada. I want to go to Canada. By the way, did you upload the Cape Whip video yet? Oh, flippin' heck. I want to be to Canada. I want to. But Elizabeth, I haven't actually got the chance yet. I've been busy. I haven't genuinely got the chance yet. Matteo Topalo though leads this race. Meanwhile, this battle between second and third continues to brew. Matteo Topalo, fastest lap of the race, 1:39.9. Of course, we saw a 37.6 in quali. Sorry for annoying you with it. That's fine. The more you annoy me, the more I remember. And then the more I hate myself for it. So, yeah, I guess just keep annoying me about it until I finally get to do it. I really don't mind. Just keep asking me. I really don't mind. Man. It's fine. Matteo Topalo that leads this race. Pedro Claro, that margin has dropped out to 3.1 seconds. He is rapid, Matteo Topalo. Pedro Claro sitting in P2, Enzo Deligny, Aldaheri and Freddie Slater. So what Aldaheri will be trying to do here is he'll be trying to get a big enough of a margin to keep, and there you go, fastest up the race once again by a tenth of what is a 1:39.374. So 39.4 last lap, 39.3 this lap. You gotta hope to God that he doesn't run out of rubber on these cars. Okay, sure, I will mind you every stream until you do it, lol. Every stream, oh my god. DeParlo, 3.4 seconds, that margin. He's absolutely dropping them here. Dropping every car at the moment, and he's got the fastest lap of the race, and so deservingly. So deservingly indeed. Here, as Pedro Claro and Enzo Deligny. The only real chance that these two have got at each other was at that turn one incident there, as Enzo Deligny, I think it was Pedro Claro that went to go up the inside, and he ended up getting the move done, but Deligny made contact. Well, Claro made contact with Deligny's right front, so I don't think there's any rubber debris or like any rubber damage on those tires, which is always a good sign, because then there's no chances of safety cars in this race. And we want this race to run for as long as possible without a safety car, because these sorts of races do get ruined with that, which is quite unfortunate. But by the way, down the inside, what an audacious move! That is actually a ball down the inside of Evan Gilter, but quickly sideways. Wow, another audacious move. So drivers using that turn one as a real pass opportunity, and that would have been a push to pass used and wasted for Akshay Bora, as he went to go try and get down the inside of Evan Gilter. Just up in front, just a little while up in front is Hideo Makoshi, then Freddie Slater. So these drivers really abusing that turn one chance. I had a chance to go to Australia before COVID, but then my plans got ruined. Oh man, you need to come and check out Australia. Man, you got to. If you were to go anywhere, Australia, definitely. I recommend it. Even though I live here. I've lived here for the last 15 years of my life. I've lived here since I was born. Okay? But yeah, I recommend it. It's really cool. The one place in Australia, definitely Sydney. The most livable place in Australia would probably be Sydney. Sydney, there's so many tall buildings, and the lighting is it's epic. I haven't been to the heart of Sydney, but oh my god, how I want to go. I just haven't got the chance. It just hasn't come my way. Maybe I will go sometime for the holiday at the end of the summer. Yeah, but your sleep schedule might totally be ruined if you do so. It'll be totally ruined, because you live in Austria, and it's like 7, 8 midday, and it's 9 p.m. here. So you're going back 9 hours. Oh god, that you're going forward 9 hours. Oh god, that would not be good. The sleep schedule ruined. It's all good. I got used to it. Time changes. Yeah, definitely. So it's just sort of calmed down a little bit here. As just this little battle pack going on between 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And then just behind that is Hideo Makoshi in P6. Of course, came 3rd in the Italian F4 Championship last year. And now he's made his way into FRECA this year, so that's quite cool. But yeah, that's that battle for 3rd position. Enzo Deligny, who leads that train. Aldaheri, Freddie Slater, Hideo Makoshi, and Evan Gilter, who's just in behind that. And probably Akshay Bora and Jack Beaton might even come into that as well. I go to Canada and back home every 5-6 months. It takes me about 2 days to adapt. Wow, that's good. Yeah, if you can adapt to that quickly, that's really good. Yeah, it's really good if you can adapt that quickly to time and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Well, especially if you go to Canada every 5 yeah, every 5-6 months, you get used to it. So, yeah, I guess Australia wouldn't be much of a difference either. What, Canada's, I don't even know how far that is off. Austria, yeah, it can't be that far off Canada. Canada's in America somewhere. So, yeah, that can't be that far off time distance, really. But there's 9 hours between Elizabeth and me. It's midday for Elizabeth, and I think it's midday for you as well, Thomas. So, 5 seconds, that margin. Matteo De Paolo. It's about 5 hour difference. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, so it's not that bad. Yeah, definitely not. Margin just dropped there, 4.7. So Pedro Claro definitely pushing to try and keep away into Zilligny. In terms of the rookies, Dion Gala leads the rookie race. Gagliani in P21, who comes second at this point in time. Meanwhile, this is a move back further down in the grids. I think it is Pedro Claro. No, not Pedro Claro. That was Dion Gala up inside of what was on the driver. This is Gagliani up around the outside. It's the dirty side. Oh, contact. And there's the number 16 contact there and spun. Oh, and stopped on the circuit is the number 16. Driver of the Axel GP driver. Yep, doable. Doable. Yep. Indeed, is certainly for you, but there might be a safety car here if that car can't get moving. Meanwhile, Aldaheri covering off Freddie Slater. They're going to run side by side. Freddie Slater, inside run through turn 1. Out, sadly though, Aldaheri has the inside run to the next corner. And Aldaheri has right to the apex, meaning he keeps the position. Safety car is deployed here in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine race number 1. That is, by the way, the longest time we've gone without a safety car here at FRECA. But quite unfortunately though, Matteo De Paolo loses the lead that he had, which was of 4 seconds. It now cuts back down to about 0.4 of a second. Quite unfortunately there for Matteo De Paolo, who was absolutely flying away with this race. Nearly 4 seconds. 4.4 seconds that margin. He'd increased it on that. He was increasing it by that. So that's how quick he was. The car very much showing its pace here. Meanwhile, Evan Gilter and Akshay Bora run through. This is Al Moshri. That was Al Moshri, so that Al Moshri there being spun around. I'm not sure, was there damage with that car? Let's just take a look at this. So, oh yeah, he did get touched. I'm not sure if there's a puncture or anything like that, but he's actually got the car moving. And in the process, I don't even know what happened there. Is the car stopped, or it should be quite quick as the marshals get to try and retrieve that car. It shouldn't be too long of a fix there to try and get that car out of the way. And we should get back to racing very, very soon for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Of course, the next round for FRECA is, as I take a look, it is Castellet. I think that's round 5, and this is a 10-round season. So next round we head into the halfway point of the season. So the Castellet is the next round for FRECA. So we're really excited to head there and show off what is FRECA. Quite a cool series. Also quite entertaining to watch. But yeah, that is the longest time FRECA so far this season has gone without a safety car of what is now 14 minutes. So that can't be beaten now, because we've gone 13 minutes and 30 seconds to go left on the clock. So that record can't be beaten so far. Here with 13.5 minutes to go. So that time won't be beaten, or 14 minutes without a safety car. Hopefully race 2 we can go 30 minutes without a safety car. And that will be the record to beat, more or less. So And I don't think you'll be able to beat that because there's still 30-minute races. So if we beat that, that's quite cool. But it probably won't happen. 12.5 minutes to go. And the safety car will be in next lap. So not this lap, next lap. So we'll be back to racing at any point in time as the Alpine FRECA safety car leads these drivers around. Matteo Zapalo, though, that lead that he had of 4.7 seconds was just cut down quickly by the safety car. And for Matteo Zapalo, he would have lost all motivation just then to really push again. Because, I mean, safety cars in a way, in that situation, Matteo Zapalo was going to win that race. There was no doubt about it. He was on to win that race, no matter what. Pedro Claro probably wasn't going to be able to catch him. If I was being real with myself, he wasn't going to be able to catch him. For the life of him. It wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen. He was not going to be able to catch him. There, but Matteo Zapalo, what a lead, and what is to be possibly, he actually does have a good chance to still win this race, but he would have used most of the grip out of those tyres to get to the position that he was in. A lot of drivers already suffering with their tyres wearing quite badly. So a bit of wear putting on these Pirelli rubber. You see just the wear, and Hungary isn't actually that much of a tyre wear induced circuit, so I'm not seeing how these tyres are wearing so quickly. But Matteo Zapalo probably does have the most worn set of tyres out there at the moment. He will be struggling for grip with the last 11 minutes that is left to go here. If you're enjoying, hit like button, subscribe. On the way to 110 subs. We did hit it, but we ended up losing 3 subs. But anyway, yeah, if you're enjoying, hit like button, subscribe. You help out very, very much. So if you aren't yet subscribed, just subscribe right now. Safety car is in this lap, so quick promo, and we're back to racing. Safety car is in this lap. When does Matteo Zapalo decide to go? Does he go early? Does he go late? We won't know until we see that green flag. But yeah, the safety car in this lap. It will, in a moment, pull away. And we'll go back to green flag racing. Now, watch out for Freddie Slater off this restart. Also, watch out for Pedro Claro sitting in behind Matteo Zapalo. Enzo Deligny, who is also on to make a big move down at turn 1. Aldaheri, Slater, Yamakashi, Gilter, Bora, Beaton, and Nikita Bedrin in P10. Biran Bhakti P11. Kanato Lane P12. Dion Gallo, Taito Kato, Nakamura, Liu, Belov, Mashio, Doran Pan, David, Kalugani, Ye, Sagamura, Yaroslav Veshelau, Robertson, Richo, Maivil, Borna, Almoshri, and Ickmans in P number 30. Matteo Zapalo gets us back to green flag racing. And all the cars run around the final corner. We're going racing now. Matteo Zapalo, good restart. Hello Nicole, how are you? How are you on this fine evening? Here as Matteo Zapalo. Now we'll try and re-extend that margin. Freddie Slater! Up inside what is the Italian sensation? Sorry, the American sensation looked up inside. Didn't end up happening on Aldaheri that time around. But of course, you only get 3 push to pass, 5 push to passes to use throughout a race. So when you use those is quite questionable. Of course, we don't know. Not sure. There's going to be like 4 of those this week. Don't worry, Nicole. There's going to be 4 of those. There's going to be at least 4 of those. Matteo Zapalo leads this race half a second. That margin is he uses every bit of curb to try and push and pull away. I'm good. What about you, lol? Oh, I'm doing fine. It's nearly 10 p.m. for me. So, in 12 minutes, I'm off to bed. So, for sure. Yes, 4. From what I know, there's a car using every bit of ripple strip there. In the background, I think it was Jack Beaton, who had lost 3 positions off that. That was Ricky Liu. actually losing all those positions. I think he has got a problem, Ricky Liu. He's dropped right back down to P26, so I think that was him using every bit of curb and a bit more. There's drivers trying to sort their way through this circuit. We've got 2 DNFs, Almostri and Ickmans at the moment. Just don't burn out. I will try not to. There's no doubt about it. As Freddie Slater being absolutely attacked there by Yamakoshi. As he runs to the outside, Slater pushes him. Slater giving him a nudge. Giving Yamakoshi Freddie Slater. Slater has the inside run for the next corner. Meanwhile, Jiter and actually Boa, they're very good mates and they're side by sides. As they make their run through turn 7. Sounds good. I hope to get as many as possible. Yes. Hope is all we can hope. Matteo De Paulo leads this race 1.3. He's still able to pull away with some what is very burnt out rubber. 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes 50 seconds to go in this one. Pedro Claro sitting in P2. Enzo Ligny. Rachel Harry P4, Freddie Slater P5, Hideo Makashi P6, Evan Juter P7, Akshay Bhatt P8, Baron Bhakti in P9, Nikita Bedrin rounding out your top 10. So Bedrin on the skirts of the 10, and then Baron Bhakti in P9, which will give you 2 points for the championship run of what is the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Matteo De Paulo, though, has a really good chance in this race to extend his lead from 13 points to what will be around about 28 points. So he'll have the whole race win ahead of him here as drivers run through the final corner. And that margin 1.8, that's crazy. I don't know how he's doing this with the tyres such burnt out of what they are, being track temperature rising of nearly 40 degrees here at Hungary, compared to qualifying this morning when the track was a bit cooler, a bit less rubber put down, so the track would have just been improving for these F4 cars, but now the track is just slowly getting dirtier and greasier and worse as the day goes on because of the sunlight that is currently on the circuit. But this battle for P7, Evan Juter, Akshay Bora, Nando Bhakti, and Nikita Bedrin. I don't know why I've struggled to say Baron Bhakti's name. I guess it's just the first part of his name that I struggle with. I guess it is. As we are on board here with what is Pedro Claro in P2 and Enzo Deligny in P3. So that battle just brewing here with 5 minutes to go. There's going to be about 3 laps of racing still to come. So about 3 laps to go here in this one. Pedro Claro leading. Pedro Claro second. Enzo Ligny third. Matteo De Paulo leading this race. 2 seconds that margin. I nearly choke every time I say that because how he pulled away by 4.7. He's now off nearly 2 laps. After 2 laps, pulled it out to 2 seconds. He's got pace. That car is rapid for Pedro Claro, Enzo Deligny. Thought of doing an ice bath commentating. Ice bath commentating. Bloodstar. It's like 7 degrees outside. I'm freezing. Enzo Deligny up the insides. Pedro Claro quickly with the switchback. Wow. What a dive there from Enzo Deligny. That would have had to been used with some push to pass. There, as switchback was quite conveniently done there, and a few cars cutting the chicane, and also a few cars running off a bit wide at turn 1, so collecting all the dirt and dust on the outside of the circuit down there. 3.5 minutes to go in this one. Matteo De Paulo in a pretty good position, 2.4 seconds, and that is a car off, and that is Robson off the road, and will be retiring from this race and has parked the car. That will most likely be a safety car here, and that has been a safety car. So the safety car called for the second time in this race. So that will most likely round this race out for today. Quite unfortunately, but you've got to do what you've got to do here to keep this field safe and from not, possibly locking up and going straight into turn 1. But Matteo Zapalo, either way, I reckon he'll have won this race here with the luck that he's had lately of safety cars and all that sort of stuff, but he will most likely be in a pretty good position in this race to win. The first race of the weekend here at the Hungary, Matteo Zapalo, Pedro Claro in P2, and Dodini Aldaheri in P4. Well then, just O. Not sure what that meant, but okay. Whatever that meant, okay. But that will most likely be Matteo Zapalo's win. He had a comfy margin of 2.4 seconds, and once again the safety car comes out, so that will most likely be it for race 1, unless they can miraculously do some miracle work here. But there's 1 at 30 plus 1 lap to go in this race, so still time for things to change up real quickly. And that car the Robson car was parked quite close to a marshalling area, so they should be able to retrieve that car and might get maybe 1 lap or 2 laps of racing. Ice bucket instead of whole bath. Maybe ice bucket, but it's like 8 degrees. Even then that's cold. Even then that's cold, so yeah. 40 seconds to go in this race. Even better, lol. Okay, yeah. Even better. Only if it was even better. Savage. Jeez. You can tell I'm starting to lose the mental capacity of my brain already. Very soon I'm gonna notice that the safety car's in and we're already back racing. I think this might be the final lap of the race, or maybe the second final lap. Yeah, so not sure about whether or not this might be the final lap. Might be the final lap. Matteo Zapalo on to take quite a comfortable win here of what was nearly about, it was going to be 2.5 seconds, but it was 4.5 seconds before the first safety car, and then the safety car came out and it was dropped, and then brought it back out to 2.5 seconds, and then the safety car came out. So mixed emotions in this one, but Matteo Zapalo, safety car in this lap. We're going to get a 1 lap dash to the flag. I'm not going to go to the podium. It's just an idea or choice in the end. Yeah, good point. Yeah, it is my choice as to whether or not I do it or not. But the safety car in this lap will get a 1 lap dash to the flag. And Zapalo in for what is to be quite a comfortable victory. If he could do what he did last time out after the safety car restart last time out, he could be in a pretty good position to win this race. He's had no pressure at all, but now it's probably the biggest pressure of the race to try and keep this car on the road. Probably the biggest pressure of the race for Matteo Zapalo. Keep this car on the road and keep keep all four wheels on the asphalt, the grippy stuff, and you might just take away a win in race 1 for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Mattia Tapalo leads us off for the final time. It'll be the final lap of the race. Final corner, final lap. Let's go, Mattia Tapalo. Makes his run down the front straight now, and it's now just a matter of keeping his head calm, composed, and not losing it as it's around the outside, down the inside, from Freddie Slater. And that position we've been talking about all race could have possibly changed in an instant. Yamakoshi looked outside, inside, not going to happen there on Freddie Slater. He has too much racing IQ to let that happen, as Freddie Slater still, again, aggressively pushing here on the back of Aldahari. He wants this one position, and it's just for P4. Come on. There, Aldahari getting real hairy on that one. Nearly taking out Freddie Slater as he turned into the apex. Really close, really tight as well. Matteo Zapalo leading here by less than 0.6 of a second here on this final lap of the race. Pedro Claro in P2, 0.6 behind. I think Matteo Zapalo might just have this in the bag. Aldahari wide. So is Yamakashi. So both of those two pushing extremely hard. And Freddie Slater just waiting for an opportunity. He's given up on pushing. He's waiting for the opportunity to come to him. It's not going to, though, as Matteo Tapalo is going to win race number 1 for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Matteo Tapalo wins race 1. And he's done it in style of nearly a second. And I think Aldahari grabbed that. He did, over Freddie Slater, Yamakoshi in P6, Evan Giltaire, Akshay Bora, Biran Bhakti, Nikita Bedrin, Dion Gowda, Kanato Lei, Taito Kato, Nakamura Berta, who was P14 in that race. Not what he would have wanted. Jack Beaton, Belov, Mashio, David, Ye, Pin, Kagwani, Liu, Sadria, Yaroslav, Richard, Rival, Borna, Robson, Al-Moshri, and Ekmans. But Matteo Tapalo, your race 1 winner, the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And there will be a few podium celebrations running late into the night. Matteo Tapalo wins by 1.1 seconds over Pedro Claro, Enzo Deligny, Rashid Aldahari, and Freddie Slater having a big battle. Hiya Makashi, Evan Juter, Akshay Bora, Nadon Bumbiran Bhakti, Nikita Bedrin, Dion Gowda, Kanato Lei, Taito Kato, Jin Nakamura, and Jack Beaton, your top 15 drivers. Jack Beaton, the Prema Racing Australian driver, number 45, finishing P15, so making his way through the orders, and P15, so 5 points, 5 spots off the points. Michael Belov, Mashio, Zachary David, Ray Yang Hay in P19, Dorian Pan P20, Kalgrani in P21, Liu P22, Sagara in P23, Yaroslav Veselau P24, Richard P25, Ivug, Edouard Borna, Obson, Al-Moshri, and Ekmans in P30. But the fastest lap of the race goes to Matteo Tapalo for race 1 for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. And it will be celebrations galore for Matteo Tapalo. Takes the neck brace off, the harness device off as well, and the steering wheel off, and try it. Number 1. And it won't be for the first time this weekend, most likely, I feel. Neck brace off, and possibly in for a celebration a bit later on today, or even throughout today, even would be even better. That is Pedro Claro, P2, the Brazilian driver, Venera Sport Racing, scoring more points here, and so with Prema, scoring 25 more points, plus with all the other Prema cars that finish inside the top 10 here. They're most likely on for also a pretty good round. Trident, though, will be moving their way up the field. Prema, though, I think they will be leading the teams and driver standings after that race. So Matteo De Parlo. So Trident, 86 points. That will go up to 101 points. So that will put them right up to. That will actually keep them where they are in P5. That's also depending on what other Trident drivers scored points. But that'll be it for me here tonight. Okay, that will be it here for tonight. I will be back tomorrow for F1 qualifying. But until then, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.